Hey everyone, Karen Martell here from Karen Martell Nutrition. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited because if you've been following me, I just launched my new online program called On Track, which we're gonna get to later, but it's very exciting. I've been waiting for the last 24 hours to hop on my Facebook Live. I actually got to go out of town yesterday for the first time with my husband since our son was born. So that's 3.5 years. We haven't been away together, so we got to do that. We went up to Sparkling Hills Spa and had like a 24-hour amazing getaway. But I have to say, I launched my program yesterday morning right before we left, so it was kind of like all I wanted to do was kind of be here, be online, answering all your guys' questions, which thank you very much for sending in all the questions that you have already, and please keep them coming. Anything you guys want to know about the program, email them to me or post them in the comment section, tag me, and I'll be sure to answer them, okay? So today, though, first and foremost, which does have something to do with the program, but is my insider secrets to creating permanent change when it comes to your health and your weight. So it looks like it's really dark on my phone, so I'm just going to turn on my other light here, just a second. Hopefully that's going to be a little bit better. I have a big halo above my head now, but yeah, that looks better. So insider secrets to creating permanent change in your life, okay, you guys? Because working with thousands of women over the years, I've definitely, of course, have started to see patterns, and I started to see, okay, who's succeeding here and who are the ones that aren't succeeding? What's the difference? What is somebody doing that is helping them to have permanent change? Because I understand how challenging it is nowadays to lose weight, to recover from health problems. You know, with everything that's going on right now in our lives, it can be really challenging to actually get to the end results. And I think there's a lot of us that get really down and out about it because it's like we hop on to the next best diet, or we try this or we try that, only to, 60 days, 90 days later, you're kind of back to where you started and you're going, what happened? And then you start over again. And this is this perpetual cycle that seems to keep happening for so many women. And that's what kind of when I see them, is I see women that have done this over and over for years. And then they're finally coming to me going, okay, I'm ready to get some professional help now, because obviously what I'm doing isn't working anymore. And so today we're going to go over those 5 top things that I've seen that the women that have had the big transformations, that have had the lasting transformations, what it is that kind of the common themes that they all seem to be implementing in order to make this happen. Okay, so first and foremost, of course, is, you guys have heard me say this a million times, but ditch the diet. The idea of diet. I mean, the actual meaning of diet is, basically the food you eat. It can be anything, right? But you have to embrace the fact that there's never going to be some one-size-fits-all diet program that you're going to be able to hop onto for 30 days, lose a bunch of weight, and then be able to maintain that and go back to the way you were eating before. Thank you for the loves and the hearts. Nice to see everybody here. So you have to, and it comes to, because we all know this. Okay, we all kind of, in the back of our head, we all know, we're all smart enough now to know that if something's telling us we can lose this big amount of weight in 30 days, it's probably too good to be true. But yet, thousands and millions of people still do it. I know so many people, once again, they come to me going, oh, I did, HCG, I did Ideal Protein, I did all these, quick fix diets because they've seen people get these big results and go, oh yeah, that's what I want. But I'll tell you right now, if you have not changed the way you've eaten before you do these quick fix diets, you will always go back. You have to address this. They can be a really good tool to use once you've established healthy eating patterns to get the weight off, but you have to establish lifelong healthy eating patterns that you can maintain for the rest of your life before you go jump in and do these things. Okay, so it's about embracing it. It's about accepting the fact that you have to put the work in. There is no quick, we all want these quick results, and there is no such thing. So you have to say, okay, this may take me a while. This may take me years. Like I'll tell a lot of people that are recovering from, big health problems or autoimmune, or they've got a lot of weight to lose or whatever. I'll say, don't think that this is just going to be a month or two. We don't know how long it's going to take. So it's better to think like, okay, I'm going to take the next year or 2 years even to heal my body and to get on top of my weight and to get to where I want to go, rather than thinking, yeah, I'd like it to be in 3 months. I need it to be in, I have a wedding to go to, and so that's why I'm doing this. No. Let that all go. Embrace that it takes work and it takes some time. Okay? So that's first. Second, continued support. The clients that I have seen make the permanent changes are the ones that understand that they need to continue to get support. And that support can come from me, it can come from your naturopath, it can come from your friends or your communities or your personal trainers, whatever that is, but continue getting support. The whole I have a great program, the 30-Day Body Reboot. I love it. It's sold like crazy. However, it was still just for 30 days and I couldn't stand that. I didn't know what happened after the 30 days. I wasn't there to support them through it. And it's still a great program, but I still want to be able to be involved with people because that's when I see the permanent changes happen. Okay? I'm not dissing my own product by any means. I'm just saying that the ones that I see are the ones that get better, are the ones that get the continued support so that they keep coming back. I'll have clients that come once a month regularly and they dedicate that time and they dedicate the money and they dedicate the efforts to changing, and they know that it's not going to happen overnight. Of course, we can all do something for 30 days. Let's be honest. We can all kind of hunker down and do this challenge for 30 days. But it's what happens after that, and I'll even have people that will come to me and I'll be like, okay, well, here's the meal plan here that we're going to do. And they do so well for the first 30, 60 days. But it's what happens at the 3-month mark or the 4-month mark or even the 12-month mark, usually but well before the 12-month mark, where things start to get in the way, right? Life gets in the way. So you get stressed out, you get depressed, your kids are bothering you, your relationship isn't very good. Life happens, and that directly affects how healthy you are, because you'll start to eat more sugar, you'll start to not pay much attention to your cooking, everything's kind of starts to fall to the wayside, and that usually tends to be one of the first things. And so before you know it, months have gone by and you're right back to where you started. So instead of letting it get away from you, having that continued support means you go in and you do a check-in. It's somebody's there to hold you accountable and for you to say, hey, here's what's happening. I've had this problem at work and blah, blah, blah. And then you can come up with, when I work with someone, we'll come up with solutions to whatever it is, the problems that they've run into that have, derailed them off the health wagon. We get them back up. We come up with some solutions, some goal setting, and then they're on their way. And those are the people that when they know that they can keep coming in and getting that support, that they are most successful. When other people, it's these things start to happen, and before you know it, months, years go by, and you're still in that rut, and you have to, or you try and pull yourself out again with some other quick fix diet, only to life gets in the way, and you fall back off again. So I know you guys all understand completely what I'm talking about, because I myself am there. It's not like I live some perfect healthy life, and I need that accountability, and I have people that I go to for that accountability, and everybody should as well. Okay, so number 3 is address all aspects of your life. So when I say this, it's not just about the food. You have to address your stress levels, which I always talk about. You have to address your emotional states. You have to address past bullshit that you need to deal with, because all of these things drive your eating patterns, right? So if you have emotional eating issues, no diet in the world is going to fix it. So you have to deal with those emotional issues in order to not have the addiction to food anymore. So deal with other things in your life that are creating, so that you can create a healthy environment for yourself. So that's going to look different for everybody. And I've talked about this before. I just did a talk with Sabrina Sinclair about this. is what do you need to do in your life, or what do you need to change in your life that's going to help you support healthy eating patterns. So when I see somebody in my office and, you know, they know what to do, they know what to eat, they know that they feel amazing when they eat that way. And it's not even that the eating's challenging for them. It's not at all. It's what happens is they don't have time. You know, that's one of the biggest ones. They don't have time to cook, or they don't, they're so stressed out that they can't stop eating the sugar. So we don't talk about not eating sugar, like duh, no kidding, you shouldn't eat the sugar. I think we all know that by now. We talk about what it is that they can do in order to replace the sugar, right? Either with another self-soothing habit that's not gonna make them overweight or, you know, cause health problems. So maybe they need to, you know, start going to the spa more, whatever it might be, going for a walk, going to the gym. But, you know, these are the things that you have to deal with as they come up. It's like, what is getting in your way, and what are the solutions in order to get rid of those unhealthy habits that you're doing, okay? And that's driving you to eat the way that you're eating that's not good for your health, right? So number 4 is goal setting. So I love goal setting. Human beings, we thrive on goal setting. So when things are a little bit like, you know, blah in life, what do? You know, especially with our health. This is when the whole like detox thing comes around. You know, we all feel like, you know, I need to do a detox. I need a little bit of a challenge. You know, we do quests are another one, you know, the Warrior Woman quest. A lot of you guys are in that. But these things that help us just to kind of give us a little kick in the ass to kind of get rejuvenated. And I've seen throughout the years that people thrive on this. You know, when things are getting a little low, I'll say to my clients like, okay, what do we need to do here? Do we need to do like a detox? Do we need to do something with the, you know, like a workout challenge? Do we need to step it up a notch? And it always helps to just put that fire under somebody's ass to get them back in gear again. So that's really important, goal setting. Okay, number 5 is education. One of the best ways to stay on track is to always be educating yourself. And even if, and find a way to educate yourself. You know, it doesn't mean that when I say education, it doesn't mean like you got to go pick up, you know, your encyclopedia, if anyone even has encyclopedias anymore, but open up, you know, your textbooks and start reading about, you know, biochemistry or something about the body. No, find a way that you're going to be able to educate yourself in a way that's fun. You know, I get all the time, people will write to me and say, oh, Karen, I love listening to your live videos. They always teach me so much, you know, so if that's your thing, then find other live videos. There's a bazillion now online. My favorite is podcasts. I love going for a walk and I'll put my podcast on, and I love to learn about marketing and about health and nutrition and all these things that I'm passionate about. But it's whenever I listen to something like that, it always gets me excited again. Self-help books are another great one. Like if I see people that, you know, maybe they're just needing to work on their self-image of themselves, they need to work on their relationships, they need to, whatever kind of issue they're having in life, I always say like, okay, well, what can you do to better yourself about this, you know, to learn more? Go learn how to communicate better with your partner then, you know, by reading a book or taking a course or a workshop or whatever it is. But like it's a good thing to like write down, okay, if you're having a problem, what can I do to educate myself about this? Find blogs, you know, put in whatever subject it is, hormones or cats, whatever, you have a problem with your cat, but find something that gets you excited and Google it, and you'll find a million things, you know, a million different experts on the subject to help you learn from it. So when it comes to your health, I always say, stay up on educating yourself, listen to the live posts, read the books, whatever it is you have to do to stay on top of your health is educate yourself. All right. So that's my 5 like really top things that I have seen women implement across the board. I mean, I've seen, and the ones that do this are the ones that have the biggest chance of having long-term success when it comes to weight loss and recovering from health problems, okay? Is continue that all of those things are implemented in the process over a long period of time. Okay, so knowing all this, I of course have been wanting to create a program for women that would supply all of these amazing tools that was ongoing, because I didn't want to do any more end dated things where it was like, here's your 4 weeks, here's your 2-week detox, here's this. I want a place where women can come to that's going to be that kind of 24-hour support online, so easy peasy at an affordable price, because I know that everybody can't afford to come see me, or a naturopath, or get themselves the personal trainers, whatever it is. Like, it's these things get expensive, and I can appreciate that. And so I needed to create something that anybody could afford. It didn't matter who they were, they could afford to do this, and they would get the value of seeing me one-on-one for a fraction of the cost. So that had to be, I had to implement food, of course, diet, because without diet, you'll never get better without changing your diet, no matter what the problem is. I don't care if you've got cancer, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune, you're overweight, maybe you're tired, you've got insomnia. I don't care what it is, you have to change your diet, period. So how could I make this easy? That's what I kept asking. How could I make food easy for people? Because we live in a very busy life, and we need simple. We need to not worry every single day, what's for dinner? I mean, I do it all the time. I open the fridge and going, oh my God, what do I have to make for dinner tonight? I have nothing pulled out, or whatever, right? So I wanted to get rid of that part of it for women, especially for the mothers that children are really, they take up a lot of our time, especially when we're working too. So we're stay-at-home mom, actually. I shouldn't say that, because stay-at-home moms have a just as challenging of a job, if you ask me. It's like 2 jobs, though, if you have a job and you're, managing the children too. So how could I make that easy for you guys? Like, how could eating be easy? So it was like honest to God, it was like a gift from God or whomever.